up to. So welcome everyone to our 5th town hall for this Discord channel, a channel that we are building to ensure that entrepreneurs can help entrepreneurs be successful and ensure that no entrepreneur feels alone as they build their business, and that the stupid questions can be asked here, and that anybody who wants to start a business can come here and get the help they need for free. Someone once said to me, it's give and take, Simon, and I always feel like it's actually give without take. If we can actually help people without any expectation of anything in return, I think we've won. And so that's a big part of what this Discord channel is about. Yes, we all have businesses. Yes, we all need to make a living. But I've noticed already in just the 5 weeks since we started this channel how amazingly generous everybody has been here, giving knowledge and insights, contacts, and even personal time to people on this channel. And for that, I'm incredibly grateful. I had 5 texts today from people who I respect, entrepreneurs in the global ecosystem of entrepreneurs, saying how much this Discord channel has helped them and what a great initiative it is, and what we're doing here, I think, can make a big difference. We are the first entrepreneurs helping entrepreneurs Discord channel, and I hope that we can make this something really useful for everyone in the long term. So I'm live right now on TikTok, and I am also recording this for people to listen to later in this Discord channel that couldn't make it. Now, I'd love it if anyone wants to come up. We're going to talk about 2022 plans, your plans, your, I guess, New Year's resolutions, if you've managed to stick to them, and understand a little bit about what you need from this channel. I'm always open and want to hear from you directly, the community, as to what you need this channel to do for you. And just before, if you want to come up and say hello, put your hand up, and please just hit the, I think it's the raise hand button, then I can bring you up on stage. And in the meantime, I'll just mention we have secured a sponsor, Tide Banking, who have kindly offered to support us in creating 3 webinar events that are absolutely free for everybody here on Discord and any entrepreneur that needs help. And that webinar content is basically everything you need to know about Instagram. We've brought 3 experts on that know everything there is to know about Instagram. Same for TikTok and same for LinkedIn. So we've brought experts on board that will share what they know about LinkedIn, TikTok, and Instagram absolutely free with you guys. And we will be putting the links. In fact, I think they already are in the events calendar links in the Discord channel. We put them up there today. So that's very exciting. We're getting support from organizations like Tide. They're also giving away £50 if you sign up for an account, which if you're thinking of opening up a business, or you have a business and you need a bank account, one of the biggest troubles is actually opening up a bank account. And so they're giving £50 away. Normally they give £50 affiliate to the person that gets you to sign up. So in other words, if we recommend Tide, we would get £50, but we've asked them to give that to you. So that's what they're doing. So if you sign up, you get £50. And I probably should put terms and conditions on there because it's all banking stuff. But from our side, we're excited to have organisations supporting us in this initiative to help people get knowledge that they need for free to start and grow a business. So webinars on everything about LinkedIn, TikTok, and Instagram, absolutely free in the events calendar channel if you want to go check them out. I personally made a video, 5 ideas that will help you if you don't have an idea or you want some new ideas on which way you could take your business. I'm making YouTube content this year to help people start and grow businesses, and one of them was giving people ideas. And a few people on this Discord channel have actually run with those ideas and started businesses around them, which is very exciting and that makes it all worth it when you create content that's actually really useful to people. So, okay, so these town halls can be short or long depending on how you guys feel. I actually had food poisoning yesterday, so I'm not 100% today, so I'll stay here for as long as you guys want to chat. The plans of this Discord channel this year are going to be shaped by you, myself, and Talia, who's in the audience, and AJ, who's in the audience. We're working on things that we think will bring value to you, but you must tell us if there's things that you need. So things like the webinars, we know people want to know more about how to use Instagram and TikTok and LinkedIn. But if there's anything you want to know, let us know. We did a talk last night on crowdfunding and how that works. And so that recording will be released today. Hopefully, I know some of you in the audience were here for that yesterday already. But if you guys have any questions about fundraising, we will be bringing experts in on that too. So I think now I would love to hear from you guys. I'd love to hear what your 2022 plans are, and if there's anything that you need from this Discord channel. So if you do have any questions or you need anything, you can please put up your hand. And remember, it's being recorded. So we now have 780 entrepreneurs on this channel. So although not everyone can make an 8:30 p.m. slot, this recording will go out to everybody later. So just keep that in mind. It's not a closed group. This will be shared later as a recording. So yeah, if anyone wants to come up and say hello and share their 2022 plans, just click the raise hand button and I'll bring you up on stage. And I can see that Nathan is here. So Nathan, how you doing? I can hear you. What's going on?
I was just working on the lemon launch, the Guinness World Record thing. So I've been learning. That's why I've been learning a lot about like the 3D designing and getting ready for that. And I made a game for it kind of represents like what I'm going to be doing in the Guinness World Record, which is launching the slingshots and the lemons. And so I designed a game since a lot of the people are going to be virtually watching so that they can kind of participate with that. And I learned it through with Unity so I could kind of get a head start on all that's going to be going on in the metaverse. So excited about that. And if just throwing that out there, if anybody has any questions about that or just kind of the basics of that, then I'm always here to help in the chat. And also, if you're going to be, I know you have the Entrepreneur House and probably going to be doing some stuff with the metaverse. So if you want help kind of modeling that, because I've been working on the modeling of the 3D, and I've gotten pretty good at that over the past month. So if you need help with that, then I'd be happy to help too.
Wow, that's really kind of you. Thank you so much. And for those listening, we're launching a product called Entrepreneur House. And the idea is that a lot of people want to start a business, but they need to pay rent and pay for their food. So we'll be providing free accommodation, free food to people, and somewhere to stay, and a network so that they can start a business. And then we'll bring in mentors and so on. And then hopefully we'll film it all so that those that are in the house can of course learn, but also share what they learn with the outside world too. So, but Nathan, definitely, it sounds really exciting what you're doing, and I definitely would love to get your help with Entrepreneur House in the metaverse. What do you need? Is there anything you need from the community? How can we support you?
Really, the only thing is just getting the word out about the Guinness World Records, because like what I'm trying to do is, like, as a lot of people in here know, I help people, like entrepreneurs, create their websites and then monetize it with affiliate marketing. So I've gotten a lot of different entrepreneurs on board that I've been on their podcast or I've helped them in different ways. And so we have a good number of entrepreneurs that will be viewing the event, and I've gotten a lot of them to kind of give some free resources for the entrepreneurs that will be listening. So just getting the word out about the event that's in March. So I'll give some more details. I can shoot that in our Discord area.
Yeah, if you put the link to the Guinness World Record attempt or the details of it, put it in, introduce yourself, then we'll make sure that we share it. I mean, I would like to see in this community, people we should create a channel in the future where people do a tweet, for example. We could all retweet it, and if we believe in it and we want to, but trying to help each other get support and notice for things like this. But is it an official Guinness World Record? You've got Guinness folks involved?
Yeah, it is. I've been in contact with their representatives the past couple of months, so it's an official thing.
Great. Well, as I mentioned to you, I'm actually live on TikTok at the moment as well, and Tam, one of my community members there, just mentioned that she'd help you with marketing, so that's very kind. But yeah, drop it into the introduce yourself section when you've got the details, and we'll all try to support you on that. And just to say thank you for offering your support with your knowledge, that's really cool.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Tam. Thank you, Simon.
And Rhodas, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I saw your lovely post today, and really appreciate your kind words about this community. And we were very proud to have you as one of the top 5 founders to watch this month. You're doing an amazing job.
Thank you. No, I was really excited when I saw the post as well. Yeah, and I got a lot of people messaging me from seeing the post, and yeah. Small win of 2022 is what I call it.
That's very exciting. No, for those again listening that don't know, every month we pretty much scan the world for entrepreneurs we think are doing really cool stuff and really innovative, purpose-driven things. And so, and then we highlight them in 5 founders to watch this month. And Rhodas was one of those founders. So for those that don't know what you're up to, do you want to quickly share?
Yeah, so I'm working on my startup called Spruce, which is an app that lets you book mobile barbers, and then the barber will arrive to your location in a mobile barbershop. So it's an early stage startup. I'm working on a few things in the background, as you know, with a sponsorship from the brands. But yeah, that's essentially what I'm doing right now.
And is there anything you need from the community at this moment?
Well, I wanted to talk to you about what my goal is. I'm pretty sure I've told you this before. So my goal for 2022 is obviously to build my personal brand, and I'm currently working on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to launch that soon. But yeah, one thing I was doing in the background is I'm trying to secure sponsorship for my YouTube channel. I've got a few sponsors already. But I'm looking for. I'm going to launch my Patreon basically to see if I can get some sponsors through that. And yeah, I was thinking to ask you if it would be possible for you to be like a main sponsor of the channel.
I can't say yes to that without knowing more information. I think sponsorship of YouTube channels is a bit weird, just because normally what YouTube's about is you create amazing content. And then that content is popular, and then you make money from the YouTube ad system. So that's traditionally the YouTube model. I mean, I can definitely give you some tips on YouTube. I've been obsessed by it for the last 2 years, and I went personally from 0 subscribers to 6,000 in 12 months. So it is, but it is normally about that. It's normally about you creating really good content. Only the likes of Mr. Beast, I guess, making the videos themselves tend to get sponsors. But what sort of, outside of us, I mean, what sort of sponsor are you actually wanting?
Well, what do you mean by like what type of sponsors am I wanting?
Do you have a particular profile of sponsor you're after? Like you might, so you say us, but why? What's the content?
Yeah. No, that's okay. So the main purpose of the channel is it's not anything specific like fitness or business. It's more to just inspire people. So my goal, I'm starting a fitness journey for myself. So I want to document my fitness journey and also my business journey as well. And so yeah, I haven't really written out any specific criteria for sponsors, but there are certain sponsors that I would never, work with, like supplement companies and stuff like that. I wouldn't do. But yeah, I think any business that kind of fits with what I'm trying to do would work. I haven't really done any specific criteria for it yet.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I would try and link your YouTube channel to your new business if I was you, just because you don't want two separate things going on. I mean, fitness, being successful, building a business, I think they all go hand in hand. But you
Yeah.
should write up a list. I mean, I've spoken to every Fortune 500 company, and got a deal off them at least once in my career, and they're all quite straightforward actually. You know, what do they get if they, and what do you want from them? So, as I just mentioned, Tide just sponsored our webinars, right? So, what do they get? They get to be associated with something that's good, useful for entrepreneurs in their network and supporting our network, right? So, there's a payoff for them to support putting those together, right? So, I think you just need to think about it. I mean, a fitness channels, I mean, your own personal journey fitness channel. There's two ways to go around kind of sponsorship of something like that. I would say you either get traction and sponsors come to you, or you try your luck, but it's quite a hard sell with no huge traffic numbers. And but you can go to people like, I don't know, Peloton, the fitness machine company, and see if they'll sponsor you equipment and stuff like that. I've just built a gym at Entrepreneur House here, so I know the process. Peloton will respond and they will say yes or no. But you need to make a list. Basically, that's my recommendation to you. Make a list of people that you think would sponsor you, and then make sure that, like you just said, they align with your values, and then maybe figure out what they're going to get, what the value to them is, and what the value to you is. And then if you can align those two things, then you stand a chance of getting sponsorship.
Yeah, I was thinking to reach out to Gymshark, and I've reached out, but I haven't got a response yet. But maybe I should hit them up again.
Yeah, again, you've got to understand most of those companies are doing things at scale. I know Ben Francis very well. I've interviewed him on my podcast show. These guys, they're working on very high level activities. Now that doesn't mean to say that they won't support you. They definitely could, but I think I would work a little bit more on your proposition. If it's just sponsor my YouTube channel, and then you don't even have a proper working YouTube channel, it might be hard for them to say yes, even if they want to support you. You need to show, you need to show what your roadmap is. You need to show your value, and how that's going to, frankly, pay off. It's not just money element of people like Gymshark. It's their time. If they spend time supporting you, that's paperwork. That's their team involved. That's all cost them money. Forget the finances. That means something else they're not doing because they're spending time working on your supporting you, right? So just keep it in mind. But I people used to always say to me, "Oh, you can't get those sponsors. They won't sponsor you," and they have. So you definitely should try. But I would suggest to you that you try to align it with your business so that it's not a separate channel doing separate things. I mean, you could tie the two together, right? Building your business and building your YouTube channel. And I do see a good YouTube channel around your business idea. You're helping potentially people, get back to work if COVID's affected their business, and you're creating a product that people need because they don't have time, and you're saving people time. So there's a whole thing you can do around that and YouTube, I think.
Oh, definitely, that is definitely the plan. I think right now, because of how early it is, that's why I mentioned I want to start off by documenting kind of my fitness journey first. But obviously, as the business progresses, I definitely want to document the business side of things more. And that's why I say like the YouTube channel is not anything specific. I wouldn't accept sponsorship from like supplement companies, because I don't want to give off the impression that it's a fitness channel or anything like that. But
yeah, again, once you have your strategy sorted out, it's probably a good idea. I just invested in a supplement business called Heights, and they make supplements to help to nourish people's brains. And
now Heights, sorry to interrupt you. Heights is different. Heights is more to do with the brain. So I would definitely do something with Heights. But in terms of these bodybuilding supplements, those are the ones that
I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean. I understand. I guess just brainstorming with you for a second there, just to, maybe break it down a little bit, because when you make sweeping statements like that, it might be someone in the audience that would misunderstand and then not sponsor you. Right, so just keep it a bit more, be a bit more clear on what you want. But I like you saying no to things, by the way. That's my personal opinion. Starting to give you advice now, but I like it when people say they don't want something. That's quite good. You know your moral code. That's great. Look,
Yeah.
is your YouTube channel up and running?
It's not. So I think it might be a case of like things being kind of early because yeah, I think what I'm going to be working on over the next couple of weeks is launching my business, my YouTube channel, and as you said, have a bit more clear proposition for what type of content I'm going to be creating, and so yeah, I haven't got a YouTube channel just yet.
Yeah. Well, it's very easy to set up a YouTube channel, and what you need is 100 subscribers so that you can, like, for example, on my YouTube, it's youtube.com/Simon Squibb, but I wouldn't have been able to get Simon Squibb unless I had 100 subscribers. So what you can do is you can just open up the YouTube channel and then ask your friends and family and some people in this community to subscribe to your channel. Once you get 100 subscribers, you can register it in your name. You can do that right now. I'm sure between this group and your friends and family, you can get 100 people to click that subscribe button, and then you have control and the ability to create a branded YouTube channel. So don't wait for that. You can do that straight away.
Definitely, I'll get that done tomorrow.
Great. All right, Rhoda. It's good to hear from you. And again, thanks for your nice comments on social media today. My whole team, we shared it on our internal WhatsApp group, and it made us all feel like we were doing something purposeful. So thank you very much for that. Appreciate you doing that for us.
No, you're welcome. Thank you for publishing me, and yeah, thank you.
Of course. Arnoldo? Did I say that right, mate?
Arnaldo, yeah.
Arnaldo, thank you. I'm dyslexic and I can't read names very well.
So am I. So I totally get you.
Yeah, no, but I won't forget it next time. What's going on, mate? How can we help you? What's new?
No, I don't think I need help right now. I just decided to come up and chat. I've been a part of this group for some time. I've been reading and snooping around, but I've never participated in anything. So this is my first time jumping in. And yeah, so I guess I should start with my goals for 2022.
Yes, please. Yeah, and thanks for jumping up on stage and saying hello. I appreciate that, and it's good to get to know you. I've seen you in the group, so that's great. And yeah, do tell us what your goals are and what you're up to.
Yes, so last year I've opened my production company. It's called Aki Studio London, and I teamed up with a script competition to give the winner money to produce their short film. And on the side of that, I'm also creating my own little editing studio on my back garden for other creators to come and use with a podcast room and whatnot. And I'm building it myself. That's the type of person I am. I'm just like DIY, get my hands dirty type of person. So yeah, so in a month, I'll be trying to build that, basically, obviously with help, not by myself.
That's great. I've also had a similar idea. I was just looking at a studio in London to take that everyone could come and use. I think it's really needed. And where are you based?
So I'm in Camden, Caledonian Road area.
Right, yeah.
And I have enough space. I have quite a few of the material ready. I got a building contractor who's a close friend of mine. So I decided, hey, let's do it together. So we're going to start hopefully soon, as I'm just going to notify the council to let them know I'm building something. And just start. So right now I'm just researching on audio equipment, soundproofing, just to get the most out of the space I have.
Yeah, if I can help you with that, I've kitted out 3 studios now. So yeah, if I can help you with that tool, I mean, it's the equipment side of it is always evolving anyway. But yeah, that's cool. I actually have a place in Belsize Park, which is just up the road from Camden, of course.
Okay.
So yeah, if I can, I'm actually at the moment at Entrepreneur House, this place I'm building in Tunbridge Wells. So, but I'm often in that area, so I definitely could come and check it out when it's done, and maybe even use it. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And once it's set up, I do want to do something with this Discord channel, and hopefully offer a free try to everyone just to come see it, use it, have fun with it. That's what I love about business as a whole, is the collaborative aspect. It's just exciting, and it's just fun, and just watching other people create it's enjoyable.
That's awesome, man. I couldn't agree more as well. Yeah, and be careful what you offer though. There's 780 people that might turn up.
That is true. That is true. Yes, that is very true.
But that's awesome. No, that's really great. And I think is this going to be, is this like a side project for you? Is it this part of it, the studio?
No. So thing is, with making short films and making films in general, there isn't that much money to be made out of it. So I'm building the studio to fund short films, feature films, and hopefully expand the actual filmmaking side of the business, and also to fund me to live and continue doing what I enjoy. It's the idea of the studio, and possibly I might expand the studio as I go on, but that's the main reason I'm creating it for.
Well, that's just awesome. And again, you've introduced yourself, I think, in the chat before, right? But just keep us informed. And once you have your social set up or any of those things, do let us know, and I'm sure we'll all like it and support you. And yeah, it's a great idea, and excited for you.
Cool. Thank you. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Thanks for coming up on stage and saying hello. Good to know you.
Thank you.
Gemma, nice to see you. How's it going?
Evening. Can you hear me?
We can.
Yeah. Hello. A bit of a random question for you tonight. Have you got any thoughts or, I guess, info on the recruitment sector? Any experience or?
Well, I've used recruiters personally, and I actually helped start 2 recruitment companies on the branding and marketing side. But what do you need to know exactly? Can you be a bit more specific?
Yeah, I'm looking to start my own, but I don't know if I'm just being a little bit crazy, because I've not actually got any recruitment experience whatsoever, apart from being recruited previously in my lifetime at some point. But I've been having a look around, and I know I mentioned I was thinking about personal branding, but there's just some things that I don't feel that are morally right for me, like how you upsell people, and it's just not ticking all the boxes. And I've been kind of scooting around, researching, and then I had an idea, and I've had a research on that, and it seems there's not that many companies in the UK that specialise in it. And I've had a listen on podcasts. I've been searching for a recruitment podcast this evening while my daughter was at swimming, and they're just all so boring. Sorry if anyone runs one, but I was just like, God, I just don't feel alive when I'm listening to them. I wasn't getting anything from them. I skimmed through about 20, and I thought, it seems like there's a bit of a gap for maybe someone like me to go into that. So my idea anyway, so to give you a bit of perspective.
I'll go ahead. Sorry, I thought you'd stop. Go ahead, John. Go ahead.
Sorry, I don't know if you can hear me properly.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can.
On the headphones. Okay. It's a recruitment agency that specialises in neurodivergent people. So people that have ADHD, autism, dyspraxia, dyslexia. Literally a recruitment agency that focuses on the creative parts of those people and gets them either into employment or into a role that actually ticks all the boxes for them. Another side to it obviously is expanding the knowledge in businesses around the positive benefits of recruiting someone as creative as a brain, as ADHD brains are one of the most creative people on the planet, informing those and training those up. So there's a few aspects to the business that I can add, but it's like I can do all the technical stuff. I can get started up. I can probably tick the box on getting all the accreditations should I wish. But I just don't know enough about the sector to be like, right, I'm just going to go all in. I don't know if maybe I'm taking too much of a risk.
Well, my opinion, and anybody else that has any experience with recruitment is welcome to come up and give some advice to Gemma, because I actually do have quite limited experience in recruitment, other than having helped someone else start a recruitment company or two. But I think there's always room for something new. I completely agree with you, by the way. You'll find that a lot of people are boring in this space because it is a kind of image thing. If you can't be too controversial, can you? You can't say... I mean, I'd love the idea of a story of someone that got recruited and it didn't work out, or the interview that went wrong, or those sorts of things would be really interesting. But no one wants to talk about those things and keep a recruitment agency brand reputation intact. So I guess you could be a disruptor in that space. And I do also like the focus. I'm dyslexic, so I can relate. I just hate CVs and filling out all that stuff. So I can definitely see a gap. I think you've got to look at it from both sides of the equation, right? Who's your client? Probably the person who you're helping find a job, but also the people that would take those people on. And so most of the time, the recruitment agencies I've worked for and when helped build, they were very specialized. So they worked, for example, in Hong Kong, a company that focused on nothing but getting financial lawyers on board for banks. So they were very focused. Their client were banks that were looking for lawyers. And so they were very focused on, that the clients, in their mind, the client was actually the person looking for the person they were going to hire, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I've noticed, obviously you're not targeted with the stuff on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn has kind of really blew up on the whole neurodivergent thing. It just, obviously I'm targeted with it, but it is everywhere. And I just keep seeing all these comments saying, oh, I own this business, I own this company, I'd really love an ADHD brain to come work for me, I'd really love an autistic brain to come and work for me. And I just keep seeing more and more and more of it, and I thought there surely can't be enough companies to keep that up. And I've had a Google, and UK there's maybe 3 or 4. There's none that actually specialise completely in it. Just neurodivergent people. And obviously again, ADHD talk is absolutely massive at the minute. It was brought to light in the media about 8 weeks ago. It was in the papers and the radio, that how there's a mass of undiagnosed men and women discovering that they've been diagnosed with, say, anxiety and depression the whole life. They've got to 30 and 40 and found out it wasn't actually that, it's just that they're neurodivergent. So it just seems to be getting bigger and bigger from what I can see, and I kind of want to jump on the bandwagon before I miss it, because I have a very bad habit of doing that.
My sense is there's definitely something in it, but I wonder if you can do a minimum viable product first. I don't know if this is the right idea, but something like go to Google and say, are they looking for these types of people? And if so, what's the criteria? And that's one way to go. Or you go the other way and you try and get 2 or 3 people on board and then figure out their career paths, what they've done, what's worked, what hasn't, and help them find the perfect job.
Yeah, there's lots to think about, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes
I was just kind of putting my idea out there anyway.
No, I think it's a really good idea. I think it's I don't know. I think it's it sounds like a really good idea to me. But I don't know enough about recruitment itself, the actual, the legal implications of recruitment. But the actual process is pretty straightforward, isn't it? Someone's looking for work and you help them find it. Or a company's looking for certain people and you help find them. It's not rocket science. The key is, of course, the databases, both sides. Right, so that's the key in that industry, in my view. And so the recruitment companies I've worked with, that's been their niche. They've had a very clear idea who their client is, and they've got that demand from the client side. Yeah. And then they've gone out there and found those people, because they know once they find them, they'll get paid. So maybe, but here's the other side. You could probably, as I say, I'm dyslexic. I'm not looking for a job, but if I was, having someone that understands my weaknesses and my strengths, and then going out there and finding a job that's going to make me happy, sounds pretty interesting. And I agree with you. I don't see anyone pitching that. As a dyslexic person, I get hit up all the time on LinkedIn, recruiters all the time. But I never really see anyone that's specialised in this area. It's just sometimes it's not necessarily an area that I see someone like Google advertising for. I hear you when you say people are asking for that, but I would question that hypothesis. I would like to speak to a company that actually really wants that and find out why. Because what is it exactly they want from that person? Because all dyslexic people are different, for example, right?
Yeah, I think I was kind of going at it from a diverse kind of point of view, how companies are becoming more diverse and are wanting diversity. I mean, for example, when I was a police officer 15 years ago, they really publicised the fact that they wanted to recruit women and people from the Asian community. And that they were allowed to do that because they knew that there was, there wasn't enough people from those communities working as police officers. So it's kind of like companies are now wanting more diverse people in their business. And yeah, it may be a box ticking exercise from high above, but I guess for someone like me to be able to find someone to put them in a job, there's more purpose in it, which is my word of the year. This is why I'm heading this way. I'm just trying to find something more purposeful to do than just, blabbing my mouth off on TikTok talking about how you can start a business. I'm just trying to find something that will make me feel more better about myself.
No, I get it.
This was one of the ideas.
It's definitely a good idea. It's got potential. There's definitely a gap. I haven't seen anyone with this focus, and I would just maybe dig in to having a client or speak to people with this use unique creative skills and find out if they're happy in their jobs and how you would find them a job that would make them happy. Or I mean, most of the time, most of these people I know are entrepreneurs because companies won't give them a job. I couldn't get a job when I was younger.
I've got ADHD, so I'm talking from experience. The issue always tends to be from research and actually living it is that we can't stick to a job because there's not enough dopamine being fed day by day. The boring admin tasks are just like you might as well just send us home. And that's why there's so many people that jump job to job, especially for those in the autistic community, because they obviously rule number one is once you've met someone on the spectrum, you've met one person on the spectrum. Literally every single, obviously, personality is different, but there's certain qualities and traits that make us really good leaders in certain things, but fail in other things. And that's why the education of going to educate businesses on maybe if you could create a position that would be, really easy for a neurodivergent brain that kind of non-neuros would find quite hard.
That's another interesting angle.
Websites.
That's another angle.
I agree. A lot of entrepreneurs.
That's another angle. That's another angle to go in, by the way, which is go and speak to the Google recruitment guys and say that could you create roles for these types of people to create creative thinking within their business, which they're always trying to do, right? Just be interested to see what they said, But anyway, there's definitely something in it. Keep brainstorming. I see something forming there, which is pretty interesting. I still think diversity in general hasn't been covered off by recruitment agencies. I mean, there's a lot of recruitment agencies that have added it on to tick a box, but they weren't born from a diversity point of view. They weren't born to deal with diversity on a board level. I've seen a few companies doing board level diversity, but I haven't seen it in a general workplace, which that's
sad story, right?
Sad story. I mean, it is a sad story. I mean, I invested in a company called Voxo recently, and their whole thing is about training women to be able to sit on panels, because it's kind of self-fulfilling. Not enough women sit on panels. If you have discussions about certain subjects, you often see on these panels of 5 people, there's often 4 men, 5 men, right? So they train women to be on these panels, and once they get on the panels, they get noticed and get on more panels. But so that's what they're focusing on: diversity within a panel environment, right? And events and so on. And I think there's still a big problem. They're doing well. They're solving a big problem just with diversity on panels. Not even diversity in the workplace.
Well, thank you. I won't take more. There's more people waiting, so I won't take much of your time. But thanks so much for all that help, and I have a lot of thinking to do.
Always nice to see you here, Gemma. Thanks for all your contributions.
You're welcome.
See you soon. And I think next up is Demo. Are you there?
Hi, Simon.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. What's going on?
Thank you. First and foremost, I would like to thank you because you are creating an amazing community where everyone could be entrepreneur. And I've been following you very, very closely quite some time now. So thank you very much for that hard work that you're putting into.
Oh, thanks for your kind words. Thanks.
Yeah, I've got a few kind of like business ideas. Some of them I would like to speak if it's possible offline, but one of the ones that I do have right now is I would like to set up a digital agency who works with specific clients from Middle East, and try to just introduce businesses in West and Canada and America. I've been looking and I've been doing a lot of research. I haven't come across anyone else running that, so that is one of the ideas, and it depends on what type of the business that we're going to be closing, so there's a lot into.
So you're thinking I'm not sure I understood it 100%, but it's an agency that connects the Middle East to the rest of the world, you mean?
Yeah.
And this is a creative agency? What's the main...
It's more like certain businesses for... It could... Personally, I'm targeting influencers because they have got quite huge numbers in Middle East, which do want to do some businesses with the kind of like Western companies.
So you're helping influencers get connected to America, for example, and promote products in the Middle East?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
To drive the sales.
Yeah. I had a company in Hong Kong called Fluid, and we used to do some of that too. We used to connect brands to Chinese influencers.
Wow.
To get them to promote Western brands in China. And so, yes, it's a huge opportunity. I think I'm surprised no one's already doing it, and if they're not, then you should definitely jump on that.
Yeah, so because I didn't know that you had that business, so that's very interesting. Because I'm sales manager, that's what I do 9 to 5 in a premium brand. So I already got some of the clients, even some UK VIP clients, where if it's like in terms of the support and all of that, or the clientele, it's not a problem for me to build the clientele because I'm building the database now, the people that I need to target. It's just the matter of having the right guidance and how to seek the funding, etc. But in terms of getting the clients, I've got like some big names as well in the Middle East that's gonna connect me to the right people.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, don't let money stop you. Don't let it slow you down, because the agency business, the great thing is you can take a 50% deposit for any bookings you get, and it's not like you're having to pay out for a product. You have an influencer who's a partner, and then you charge 50% to the brand, and then you share that revenue with the influencer. It's cash flow quite positive. You don't need lots of money. You just need lots of clients.
Okay, so in terms of the lots of clients, like what would you say, like what would be the minimum?
Well, I mean,
Just
one good paying client's not a bad start. A client that actually wants to break into the Middle East and wants to use your service to do it. So that's it. It's all you need initially, probably to cover your salary so you can quit that job.
Okay, that's really.
But to be honest, you can get a client before you quit your job. You can get a client, and you don't need to wait to raise money for something like this. I mean, my agency, I owned 100%. It's just huge cash flow positive. You know, you sign up a client. My first client was CNN actually, and they wanted to get into China more. So, you know, then they paid us to get into China more. You know, that's it. They paid us 50% deposit, and once you've got that 50% deposit, often that 50% is your cost, and then the 50% they pay you finally is your profit. So, but you can get up and running quite quickly based on that sort of structure.
Okay, interesting. But my other problem is because I haven't done any sort of this type of business before. So in order to have someone just to back you up, or have kind of like, because people kind of check the credentials of if you're yourself, the person who's running the business, and there's going to be a lot into it. So, and because I haven't done businesses before, how would that gonna work?
Sorry.
Because you had this business before.
So every business I've ever started, personally, I just looked the people in the eye and promised them I was going to do it, and then I did it. So I think sometimes it's a little bit overrated, the whole credentials thing. If you are sincere and you are going to deliver, you just need to look the clients in the eye and say that. You always need one client to trust you or take a bit of a risk on you, but that's a convincing job, and that's no problem, I found. And maybe initially you could help. You've got a job right now, so you've got some income. Maybe help someone and get a case study built up. So maybe help someone for free, maybe, you know, and then work a month on that one for free and make it work. Work with an influencer who's willing to try and help you, and then, you know, you've got a case study. And once you've got one case study, that's it. It's sorted. But I wouldn't overplay the whole experience thing. Energy goes a long way. I've discovered with working with companies. You know, if you promise to deliver and you don't stop until you do, you'll get the reputation you need for other people to trust you in the same way. That's my personal experience. Again, if anyone in the audience or anyone on stage has an opinion on this, you're welcome to chime in too, because my opinion is not the only one. But you know, that's just my experience with this type of business, with your type of business. It's sometimes just, you know, heart and soul. People believe, and people will then trust you, and then away you go. But you can get one case study under your belt, won't hurt.
Okay, I'll definitely do that and follow the steps that you said. Thank you very much.
Okay.
My other one would be in terms of the entrepreneur house. Is there any certain requirement to have in order to get?
Yeah, so we won't actually be up and running with Entrepreneur House until probably July, August, and internally we're still trying to decide the criteria. So nothing yet. Mm-hmm. I'll let you know as soon as we've decided and all that.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Good luck with it. Are you based in the Middle East, or are you based in the UK?
Yeah, I am.
Based in the UK?
Yeah, in Kingston.
Okay, cool. Right, good to know. It's nice to chat to you. Thank you for your kind words as well. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And so I think next up is Pim. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you understand me just fine?
Yep, we can. What's up?
Alright, so I've just recently joined the Discord because I found out about you from the Father and Son podcast.
Oh, great.
And I listened for like 5 minutes and I was like, I need to find his Instagram. I need to get on his project because he seems very inspiring. And so that's why I came here, because I wanted to get my business up and running because it's non-existent at the moment, and I would like you to ask you some few questions.
Sure, go ahead.
How to get it started.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Are you an Arsenal football player, or is that just someone else's profile picture?
I wish I was an Arsenal football player. No, I'm not Patrick Vieira, I'm afraid.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, sure. Let us know how we can help you. AJ, I noticed you went back to the audience. If you wanted to come back and answer or help with any of the questions, you are welcome back up, mate. But go ahead, Pim. What do you need?
Well, you're live on TikTok, so I won't go into detail because the business idea I have is not safe for work, and I don't want to get you demonetized or anything.
Oh, okay.
But I was sending a few emails to businesses who are in this niche, and I also got some help with the emails from Nathan, but I haven't heard back from those emails. Is it better to just contact businesses using like the phone so you can directly talk to them, directly get feedback?
Yeah, so my take on sales is quite intricate, but I basically say to you that because you sent one email and you don't get a reaction, that's not the end of it. Of course, you got to. I would say don't send long emails. Don't, especially for your intro email. People just don't have time to read it. Someone sent me a message today on Twitter, and literally it's like 18 pages. No one's got time to read that. Even if I want to, which I do, I want to help people. I have not got time to read an 18-page document. So first of all, just check your email. Make sure it's nice and short, sweet, and to the point. And if it's not, then maybe send a follow-up email that is. And then email is also a bit annoying. And so I would suggest that you look at other methods. Find out where those people that you're wanting to talk to are active. So I'm here, for example. It's much better you come and tell me what you're up to here than you send me an 18-page message on Twitter. What that actually is, it's easier for that person to copy and paste that message into my Twitter than come here and do it, right? So they're not doing it to help me, they're doing it to help themselves. And I think that's something you've got to bear in mind. If you want to reach out to people, you've got to put yourself in that person's shoes, and you've got to understand their time don't have much of it. And so so make sure your pitch is very succinct. Make sure you've done your research on the people you're messaging so you understand what they need, not what you need. And that might help you get a better reaction on these messages that you send out. But don't just rely on email. Do go on. So some people are very active on Twitter, for example, and you might be able to get a response from them. Go look at their feed, see if they retweet people, if they interact, right? You can go and do a bit of research that way, and and know the people you're communicating with, and don't just bombard them with what you want. And I'll just finally say most deals I've ever done with big brands have happened because of these 3 steps. The first is you like each other, and not a lot of people get to know each other enough, but it starts selling. Do you like each other? The second step is, do you need each other? Have you identified what that person you're selling to actually needs? And then identify that what you're offering actually matches their needs, right? And then the third thing is always easy if you get the first 2 right. If you like each other and you need each other, the third one is the price, the structure, the deal, the offer, whatever it is. But if you've got the first 2 right, you like each other and you need each other. Never had a problem with the third one in all my career. And so that's just something to keep in mind in your process of selling.
Yes, I did make the email quite short. I just had a little introduction about like things like my age, my aspirations, and then I went straight to the point. But I just hadn't had a reaction, so I think I'm just going to do the direct thing and try your advice from going through Twitter, looking through what they retweet, what they like, so I can be more of a co-worker instead of someone who is using them as a step up.
Yeah. How old are you?
Can I throw something in there if it's okay?
Of course, yes. Please. Yeah, please do.
What I find helps is events. If you can find places where you can actually meet them face to face, because I'm horrible with online, but face to face, I'm much better. And it's easy to build that relationship, at least for me, because it is really, I feel like business is really personal.
Well said. Totally true.
I definitely agree, and I will also take that into account for the next time.
Yeah, Pim, how old are you?
I'm 20.
Yeah. Why in an email would you say you're 20? You mentioned earlier opening email as your age. Why would you say that?
Kind of to get like a bit of we want him to succeed because he's young. Yeah. I don't know how you say it in English, but in Dutch we say gunfactor. Right. And that's like you want someone to succeed because you want them to, kind of.
I personally would find that a bit weird in an opening statement in an email. So I don't know. I mean, it's something to think about. I mean, I'm not sure. I personally don't care what the age of someone is. I want them to succeed, right? I mean, I don't know if knowing you're 20 is going to make any difference, other than you're showing what you're offering, what you want to do for that company or person, and that's where the value lies, right? I mean, you can get, as Aldo just said quite rightly, when you get personal with people and they meet you and they're like, oh, you're a personable young person, let me help you. I can definitely see it in person, but in an email it comes across as a bit weird. I mean, I have a few emails like that from time to time. And sometimes it kind of like, why are they telling me their age? I don't know. That doesn't have any relevance. Anyway, just a thought. I'd have to see the whole email that you're sending out to truly understand whether or not it's a good email. But if you've kept it short, it's a good start. And then don't give up. I started a company when I was 23, and I wrote down these 50 companies I wanted to work with. It took me 9 years to get all those companies on board as clients, and I contacted them every single month for 9 years. Every single month for 9 years. And so, sometimes you've got to be persistent, right? Anyway,
persistence is indeed key. And I will take a look at the age thing to maybe remove it. And instead of relying on maybe they give me a chance, relying on what I have to offer them.
Exactly, yeah.
Instead.
I mean, you can definitely rely on giving you a chance piece, but I would keep it not in an intro email, like, this is what I'm doing and this is what I can do for you. And then later, as you get personal, again, such great advice from Nardo just then, once you get personal, because business is totally personal, I couldn't agree more with that, then you can get into that a little bit, like, give me a chance, I'm only 20, I've got my whole, but I think in an email it comes across as a bit like, I've got no substance, so let me tell you my age, okay.
Yeah, I do see the point you make, and I will definitely reconsider when I email in the future and when I do my elevator pitches to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I really will take these tips to heart, and I want to really thank you for giving me the time of your day.
Of course, no problem. Thank you for being a part of this community.
And have a nice night.
And you, Pim. Oliver, nice to see you here. What's going on? What's your plans for 2022?
Good evening, Simon. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, can hear you, yeah.
Great. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you very much for inviting us all to come on and speak and meet tonight. I was actually recommended to join Discord by a friend of mine who since then has given me some fantastic feedback, as well as a couple of your other members who have given us some feedback and entered into a couple of conversations. So just in the last week or so, I think this is the most fantastic platform to be able to just get to know people informally, really. I just wanted to also mention, whilst I'm talking about your partnership with Tide that you talked about at the beginning of the town hall. I've actually got a little bit of experience of launching a company through Tide and getting its bank account. I'd just like to say to anybody who's listening that it's a super simple system that they've put in place. You can sign up for a pay bank account and also register a company at Company's House, all in the same process. So if anybody is thinking about it, then what Simon has put in place there is a real fantastic opportunity for you to take advantage of, to say the least. But I guess a little bit about what we're trying to do over here is that we've set up an e-commerce website which is a little bit different to the sites that are currently available, or the obvious ones that people use on a regular basis. And the difference for us is that we have the ability to set up an e-commerce platform for a brand, shall we say, and that can link to an unlimited number of franchise type sites. So an example that I often use is working in sort of the fitness or health and wellness industry for maybe, let's say, a gym organisation that's got a couple of hundred gym locations with multiple personal trainers in each one. Each one of those personal trainers could have a branded but individualised store selling, reselling product to their training personnel, for example, through the platform that we've set up. But what's my goal for the year? We've currently got a pilot agreement that or pilot trial that we're finalising with a membership organisation in the for healthcare professionals working in private practice. So a similar sort of model, sort of franchise type model, and we're looking to launch that. So launch that with a limited number of reseller stores on that to prove concept to them before they go out across their entire membership network, which is a couple of thousand members potentially within that one platform. And then really it's about being able to have opportunities to pitch the platform to other entities that might be looking for a similar type of solution that would fit in with their business model and supplement or complement whatever existing business model that they currently have. And that's really what I'm sort of struggling with is getting that opportunity to pitch in the first place, if that makes sense. So I guess I'm really looking for some help and some help as to how to
Hi, everybody.
get that initial foot in the door, like you say, to make that pitch, but also to make it interesting enough that people want to allow you in the door to make that pitch. So yeah, that's really what I'm looking for this year.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving us that download and getting to understand what you're doing. I think, again, anyone else wants to chime in with this, feel free, but just my 2 cents first. I think a lot of the time when trying to get clients on board, there's this tendency to kind of want to go big, right? Have a broad reach, but sometimes going really focused in on a particular client and working with them to build your reputation can be interesting. So, for example, I started this company called Fluid, and we got CNN as a client, and we worked really hard with that client. And I didn't make much money off it in the early days at all, but to really kind of build a reputation for ourselves on the back of a great reputation that CNN had as a brand. And sometimes going in there with that mindset of like, look, I don't need to make money out of you, but I'd love to build out our reputation on the back of doing great things for you can be really powerful. Even with Tide, I mean, we're not making money a lot. We're not aiming to make money out of Tide. We are literally like, what value can they bring to our community? What value can we bring to theirs? And sometimes that can be quite powerful. And once you're in, you can scale up with these institutions. So sometimes just starting small and scaling up into the system, especially these big companies, can be really powerful. The other way to do it is, I mean, it sounds obvious, but like, who has a relation? Who knows someone inside that company? And if they don't have to be the person you need to know, they need to be someone inside that company who will know who the person is to speak to. Because 9 times out of 10, for what you're talking about, is actually getting through to the right person. And that right person will give you time, but they'll often say, send me a case study, or send me proof of concept, or send me something that justifies the next step, be that a meeting or whatever, right? And I think just establishing that like I've been lucky enough in my career to meet people that have become friends in business, and then I can ring them up and say, hey, I'm trying to talk to someone at Tide. Do you know anybody there? And then they'll give me a contact there of someone. And when I speak to that someone, I can say, look, Andrew Block gave me your contact, and I'm talking to that person, and they say, I'm not the right person, Simon, but let me introduce you to the person that is, and then that person will introduce you. And it's much easier when you get an introduction inside a company than you go in cold. But it's a little bit of like a step-by-step process, the 1 degree of separation or the 2 degrees of separation, and leveraging that network and trying to get in with these companies, but it not be a cold message, can be a lot easier than just going in cold. Anyway, just my 2 cents. I don't know if it's useful, but I thought I'd share my quick experience on that.
No, it is extremely useful. Thank you very much. It definitely does reinforce the thoughts that I've had about say my strategy moving forwards. I'm very fortunate in that the people that we are looking to launch our pilot with have been working with us in very much a sort of a partnership approach for about the last 9 months, actually. I think you're absolutely right in everything that you're saying about the need to build that relationship, both professionally and personally, with people that you're working with, because not everything goes smoothly straight away. Sometimes you need to be able to rely on the person that you've been talking to. There's a speed bump and you're going to get over it, but you just need to be able to talk with each other about getting through the problem together. And so, yeah, I would say that relationships are incredibly important in this thing. Absolutely, couldn't agree with you more.
That's someone that used to work for me and was in the group earlier. She's now left, and she went to work for someone else, which ended up being one of my biggest clients. So even people that work for you, treat them well, because one day they could be your client. But Oliver, it's wonderful to have you here, and I hope that we can help you achieve your goals for 2022. And do feel free to ask in the general channel if you need support. And there's an advice channel as well. There's plenty of people in here that aren't here right now that will definitely be able to give you advice on getting a lead or getting a contact. And if you've got a particular company you're after, it might be worth chucking that company name in the Discord channel and seeing if someone knows someone at that company and can help you get an intro.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much for the offer. I'll definitely take it on board.
Great, Oliver. And I think, last but not least, Noble, are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What's going on? How can we help you? What's your 2022
My
plan?
name's Adam, so I just left that hand on there. It's been an interesting call, so I appreciate being able to actually be involved in this. Quite like the sound of what I think was like an Uber for barbers. That would actually be right up my street. Being wanting a mobile barber to come out to my place, because of the anxiety of having to go into the town and thing has not been pleasurable. So that would be brilliant if that comes through.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, no one wants to sit in a barber's for hours getting a haircut anymore either, which is a shame, but it's just the realism of the world, isn't it? So yeah, I agree.
Imagine that's a bit like landscape gardeners going around. It's kind of barbers could be independent mobile people and have their own territory that they build up through the app.
Totally.
That sounds good.
What are you up to, Adam? And is there anything we can do to help you?
So for me, if I can share, I'm actually what I would describe as stuck. I've done sales all my life. I tried to build businesses sort of 10 years ago. Didn't take it beyond being sort of more of a hobbyist side, and then kind of fell into the safety of employment and corporate, which is where I'm at now. But it's still always been burning in me, and I can't stop myself from trying to do something creative or inventive. So more recently I did a large sporting event, and sort of I was involved in the sport myself, and then I actually decided to put my own tournament on. So I run that in a day, and that kind of just sold out. It was out of my capacity in terms of scale, just because I saw there was a gap there and it was needed. But I didn't take that forward because I didn't believe there's long-term money for it to be a business. It was more of a social hobby, so it would pay for itself, and I found it difficult to imagine there would be business. So I'm at a point where I've got 5 or 6 different ideas, one of which I noticed, Simon, you've just put a video out with ideas. A part of me feels really excited that you said the same idea, which is mobile car cleaners. People come out to their homes rather than going to them. So it's kind of exciting. I sort of dismissed it the other year, but you said something like it being £1 million business. So maybe I wasn't thinking big enough.
I think I did the thumbnail. It's £1 billion business. Like everything's $1 billion these days. $1 million is so yesterday. So you don't get the clicks if you say $1 million. I think we're $1 billion.
I've already been looking at just building up my own network as a second income while it was lockdown.
Right.
To almost like landscaping, but I thought we'd just do it for car cleaning. Window cleaners come around with water in their vans. Why not do it for cars? And it kind of spun from there, and I wrote down a small business plan on what the margins could be and so forth. But again, haven't taken it forward because I believe I'm sort of mentally stuck in the safety of my corporate work. I do have a different business plan, which I see being bigger and more scalable, which is more of a sponsorship. So imagine advertising on billboards. It's not that. I don't want to say what it is just yet publicly. With a blend of the individual influencers and say like on YouTube and TikTok, where individuals get their own sponsors on and they talk about a brand and they share it and then they get an income through that. That's the one that interests me the most. That's what I'm looking at as a potential taking forward. So the reason I joined this group and I guess jumped on the opportunity to speak is I'd like to break the barrier of being sort of uncertain whether I can get going on this and actually build out the business plan and take it forward.
Well, Adam, thank you so much for being so open and honest with us here. And I know that's not easy. You know, it's one of those things, isn't it, that you have to recognise that you perhaps got yourself a little bit stuck. And the fact that you're even talking about it, I think, is healthy. And
I found myself getting incredibly hot right now just talking about it.
Yeah, but that's release, you know. It's and if it, you know, as an entrepreneur, I feel stuck parts of my career too. I built a company that trapped me, you know. So it's not exclusive to working for someone else. It can happen as a boss of your own company. I felt obliged to run the business instead of enjoying it. So it's just part of the process. But I guess the difference is, you know, whether you make a change. And sometimes making a change, just do it step by step. A couple of things that come to my mind that might be useful or not. But when you've got 5 ideas, it is a real mind fuck. I'm not sure I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. But maybe, you know, just pick one idea and just go for it. And I you know, I just saw that guy who did a billboard for himself advertising that he was looking for a wife, and it got in all the news. I don't know if you saw that. But you know, I don't know if your idea is along that sort of vein, but the point is that, you know, just pick an idea and go for it. Now, if you can actually do it at the weekends, in the evenings, I hate to sound like Gary Vee suddenly, but, you know, if you can hustle and get it up and running in between the job, then there might come a moment where you start to believe, and you can cut the cord and go for it. Now, we only regret what we don't do in life, you know. Like I've interviewed hundreds of successful entrepreneurs, and all of them say the same thing, which is, you know, they only regret what they didn't do. You know, if you go and do that idea and it doesn't work, then you can get a job again. How lucky are you?
Yeah.
You know, like, just why you still got that?
Have you describing I understand and agree on. To use the car cleaning one, where I thought about that for quite some time. I believe I can go out and knock on doors, and I know I could talk to people. I would start in my local area because I would have that local community, and I've already got ideas of how I would put boards of my front in my back and walk down the local business park and be there at 9 a.m, 8 a.m, telling people to contact me. I could do their cars while they're set at work, right? That kind of thing. Yeah. I can see myself able to do that. I'm stuck on the feeling like it was too small. And the sponsorship idea is more new, but I've found myself becoming a lot more excited by it because it, to me, seemed like it's got a bigger hurdle to get started, but more fruits for it being successful. And I see it being more of a making phone calls and contacts and emails and connections rather than the need for knocking on doors.
Yeah.
So I feel like the time could be used better.
Can I add something to that, please?
Please, go ahead. Absolutely, of course.
2 things that I've done, the mistakes I've done in my life. I started businesses that it was my passion, and it was just to make money. And very quickly, as soon as starting it, I realized this is not what I want to do, and I was just doing it for the money, and it drained me down again. So it can have a negative impact. So make sure the idea you choose is something you truly love doing. And second, with the car cleaning, I would go through subscription. Try and get some people to do a subscription method with you, because at the end of the day, in the house, they got a car, a window, and floors to clean. So that could make quite a bit of money.
Appreciate that. Yeah, and the subscription idea would be the idea of knocking on doors to prove the concept, and then also get an agreement that it would come out for the year, however many times in the frequency. A bit like window cleaners do. Some of them, they just do it when they turn up and you pay, but others you make an agreement with them for so many visits. I like that idea.
Yeah, I mean, I said subscription in the video that I made, right? Subscription service model. So Arnaldo and I guess, are on the same page yet again. I think, and again, I couldn't agree more. Doing what you love. The only thing I would say about that is, I don't love what I'm doing every day now. You know, like there's times like tonight I'm doing this town hall. My son just woke up. I can't be with him when he's calling for me because I've dedicated myself to doing this. And there's a sense of friction, right? But, you know, if the purpose is big enough, then you can override it. I tell my son in the morning, look, I'm helping people, or I'm building something to help people. And, you know, I can justify it to him as his father leading by example. You know, I think purpose is so underrated. I know it's talked about a lot, but like it's a very personal thing. You know, and for example, the car cleaning business, just to kind of as an idea, initially to me that, you know, there's very little purpose, but it could be that every 10 cars you clean, you feed one homeless person, give them a lunch. You know, like when you're finished cleaning the car, you go buy a homeless person. I'm just, you know, putting it out there. Finding something that matters to you within the context of the business can.
Recently watched a film, the cat named Bob, I think it is, which is all about a homeless man who had a cat, and he was doing that magazine, or that book that they would advertise. I think what it's called, Big Issue. And then it got me thinking that actually that this type of car cleaning business could actually suit that kind of business model. Where they would actually, you would start out pushing a few for free, but then once you've done the first few car cleans, you then get the equipment given to you because you paid for it and so forth. So there'll be all these people that can then build up, so you can get a network of people.
Yeah.
It's ideas like that constantly jump into my head. What I'm dealing with, I think, is the pain where I spent about 8 or 9 years of my life doing martial arts and working with a business, a family business, teaching and running a martial arts school. But I was the only non-family member. And I found when I went through my early 20s, I was very passionate about it. Mid-20s, I found it a bit more challenging. And then late 20s, I then found myself wanting that family for myself that we were promoting all this family for. And I started to resent the business. I found it difficult to work with them because I wasn't getting the opportunity to be that family person. So I'm a little bit scared of starting something that isn't going to become that thing that I want it to be.
Don't think too far ahead, which is opposite. Most people talking about business plans and long-term projections and all of that. You know, just one step at a time. Do something you're enjoying. Build up something you like working on, and let that stuff happen over time. You know, don't put too much pressure on yourself too ahead of time. You know, like families are a very complex issue, isn't it? But,
so is there a way of being able to filter out the different ideas and be able to start running with one? Is there a way of, say, drafting and modelling it?
Do you know, this is a hard one to answer because I don't know you well enough, Adam. But I think you just got to sit down and be honest with yourself. Like, what part of the job would you like to do? What part of the job will you outsource? And can you see yourself doing it and building it into something? I mean, car cleaning is not that interesting, is it, initially? but over time you could build it into something that matters to you. So, but not, maybe I personally think, my first ever business, I was kicked out of home at 15 years old, and I started a gardening company. Right, I had no choice, and that was the great thing about that situation. Was if I didn't have a national insurance card, I couldn't get a job, so I had to start something, and I had to make it work, because otherwise I would continue to be homeless.
Yeah.
And so sometimes back against the wall.
Income right now, so
yeah.
I
So
perhaps go for the other one where it's going to take longer building up, but when I get that first contract, it will take longer to get to it, I believe, but actually pay off. Whereas the car cleaning, perhaps,
of course,
more of a quick route to some quick money. But I don't necessarily need that.
But think about what you would enjoy doing. So it sounds like that second idea, the billboard idea, that sounds like something you would enjoy doing. Visualize yourself, talking about the business and working in the business, and and then I don't know what's happened in your life, but figuring out what the purpose is to that business beyond just making money. As Aldo said, it's so true. It will motivate you to not only start but also finish.
Because I've naturally found what I have a passion for and naturally keep doing beyond what the average person would do. There's always something that you spend more time doing and want to do. I discovered it through the martial arts. Once I stopped learning the martial arts to then reteach it to somebody else and re-educate it and then show it to children, and they learn the new techniques and they come back and have that excitement after. Once it just became, I'll just be a student and learn it for myself and no longer teach, I lost interest, because the reason why I enjoyed learning it so much was I was then sharing it, and I discovered that's generally what I like, and that's why I've been so passionate about different sports that I do and why I did the sports event, because it was more actually, I guess some people might see it as an ego thing, but it was enjoyment that other people got to experience something that I created or I did or I shared. And I tend to put more hours and time into that and lose track of time because it's helping or having a difference, which I can see yourself doing with this community and this group.
Yeah, interesting. I can see your cogs turning, Adam, and we'll try to help you get there. And thanks for sharing your situation with us, and do keep us informed. And we do these town halls every 2 weeks. We're going to try and do this town hall, so you can always come back and tell us how you're getting on. And but I would suggest that you just try and pick one thing and make it work. And maybe it is that second idea you're talking about, the billboard idea, but just start committing to it. Maybe start investing in it, start spending time on it, and stop overthinking and just start doing.
Yeah. Okay.
And if we can help you, just let us know.
Okay. Thank you.
Cheers, Adam. I'm going to go in a minute because it's getting quite late, and I've still got a slight food poisoning, so not feeling 100%. But John, you just arrived, and I wanted to say hello and see what your plans are for 2022 as our final chat. Assuming AJ, you don't want to speak. I'm assuming. John.
Hey, Sam. Can you hear you?
How you doing?
Yeah, good, yeah. But quite busy, yeah, with the wood-fired pizza. All good.
Okay, great.
I've got quite a few ideas actually running for the new year, really. I've got my pedal-powered pizza, which we could run into a few other businesses, really. There was a guy that actually met at an expo, and he does e-bikes, and he takes people out on, gets them out on bikes on the roads, and he takes all these bikes on the back of a trailer on the back of his e-bike, and he says, well, why can't you do pedal-powered pizza? And I said, so what do you mean? He said, well, putting a pizza oven on the back of the trailer and all your gear and actually going round places and cooking pizza, it's quite a green business. And the more I've looked at it, I thought, yeah, this would be quite a cool idea. But it's not just about pizzas. We could actually start other businesses up, like car cleaning, window cleaning. it's something for sort of the younger, sort of the end to start a business up, and it probably could be funded by other businesses to get them starting a business. You know, because obviously a lot of kids can't drive a car, so an e-bike, you don't need a license. You probably have to get some insurance and stuff. So that's one of the ideas that I'm working with at the moment, and I'm working with a guy at the moment doing some a vegan energy drink as well that's going to be coming out in the next couple of months. So yeah, things are good, and obviously dough balls online for All Fired Up.
All fired up. I hope you're trademarking all these things.
I need. This is what I need to look at. Yeah, no, because there's a lot of All Fired Up about, but they're not actually trademarked the name, I don't think. So
And
I might need some help on that.
Yeah, vegan energy drink sounds interesting too. We did a competition with TikTok, and the winner of that.
With TikTok?
Yeah, we did a competition with TikTok. We teamed up with TikTok. The Purposeful Project did something called Be Your Own Boss, and the winner of that competition, she has a vegan marketplace.
Right.
So when you're ready with that, I would suggest teaming up with her to promote your product.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. And every can that's sold, there's a tree planted.
Wow. Okay.
So it's got something behind it as well. So there's like a QR code on the can and a tree's planted, you know. So
apparently it matters what type of tree you plant, because otherwise it just sucks up water and isn't necessarily a good thing.
Well, yeah, and we don't want to suck in too much water through.
Well, yeah, it's like Coca-Cola. Every can of Coke takes 7 cans of Coke in water to make 1 can of Coke. They got into trouble in India, didn't they? Because
is that what that is?
Yeah, they was using up all the natural water to make Coke in India, and they had no water. So, but yeah, I mean, it sounds interesting. I was anything to do with pizzas personally, I'm into anyway, and I like the idea of the companies collaborating, like a car washing company having the pizza business, and the synergistic elements of like the product there, having even lunch served to you, or even the equipment. It's pretty interesting, like a central system.
Yeah.
I've run a lot of accelerators in my career, and a lot of the time it's central accounts, central marketing, right? If you can centralize things and offer it across a broad range of businesses, it's pretty interesting model.
Yeah. If I can give it, I don't know if Noble's still there. Is it Noble?
Yeah, he's still here. Adam's still here, yeah.
Adam, if I can give him a bit of advice, I mean, I'm one of these that comes up with lots of ideas. And if he can sort of write it in a book and, like you say, concentrate on one at a time. But when I actually started this business in the beginning of COVID, I never knew how much it was going to obviously take off. But I never did it for the money. It was something that got me back in a better place, because I was in a really bad place when I set up my business. And I was happy again, and then the money followed. You know what I mean? But I mean, I probably could go a lot further with it if I really, really wanted to. It's having that assistance. You know what I mean? You can't do it on your own. And, you know, I probably need a co-partner to go further. You know what I mean? Like expand into a unit to sort of do my dough and sell it online. You know, this is something that I'm looking into now. You know. But if he can concentrate on one idea, like his martial arts, I was thinking with his martial arts, he could actually bring that into like some sort of fitness regime for like kids. And as we all know, kids need to get out and about and do fitness, but make it fun. Because if you look at what's the guy now who started off in a park doing fitness, down in London, what's he called now?
I know who you mean. I can't remember his name either, but now he's a massive hit, right? During lockdown,
you can picture him. Yeah, he was doing it all over COVID. He's on YouTube now, and he did all the stuff every day and whatever. And he started in a park, and he basically he carried everything in I don't know, it's on the back of his bike or whatever, and he built up his classes in the park. and now he's multinational, isn't it? You know, and I think if you do something you enjoy, and I think you've got that character, I think it can drive you anywhere. You know, you can do anything in life really if you've got that character. You know, and people will be drawn to you. You know, because they see that energy about you, like yourself, Simon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thanks, John. I always love your insights, and you're right. I think that you just give me another thought for Adam as well, which is sometimes if you've got an idea, you can share it with someone, and they become your co-founder. You can motivate each other, like going to the gym. If you go to the gym with someone, you're more likely to go to the gym, right? So if you can actually find someone that's excited about your idea as you can push each other and support each other. And I personally always loved having co-founders. It's this present business I'm on right now, I'm actually a sole founder, and I don't really like it as much. I like having someone, in it together, sort of feeling, which is why I built this community, so I don't feel alone too. I feel like actually if you can get someone else on board, it can really motivate you, even if it's your partner in life, but someone that's going to be there to help you kind of make it happen every day. Otherwise it's just you on your own. It's not as much fun, I found.
You need somebody to bounce off.
Totally.
It's a word, isn't it?
Totally.
That's what I say. If you've got somebody alongside who's going on the same wavelength as you can give your brain a rest, but can work off your ideas that you've got it sort of made, haven't you? But they're very hard to find.
Yeah, but you got to look. That's the first step, right? You just got to, be open to like, okay, I'm this is my share it with people and see if it clicks with someone. And that's anyway. John, your insights are great. Thank you for coming up. What's so your dough balls is the big focus for now, and then this new vegan drink product that you're working on in the next couple of months. So it's going to be a big year for you then.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Well, I can't wait to have our first party, our first Discord party, and we all get pizza or dough balls at least.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Look forward to that.
I can't wait for you to try it. That'll
be a good day. Where are you based?
I'm based in Colne, Lancashire.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe we need to do a field trip, or you come to Entrepreneur House with the dough balls.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll send you a pack down. Once I get it sorted, I'm going to do it, pack it. I'll send you pack down so you and your lad can do it.
I would love that. Yeah, my son.
I'll do your little video, and then you can do it.
Yeah. Oh, that would be awesome. He loves making pizza. That's like his favourite thing to do. Every night he wants us to make pizza together because he can just throw it all on do it all himself. He loves it. So yeah, look forward to that.
Stuff.
All right. Well, I'm gonna head. I've got a podcast in the morning. I'm recording quite early, so I better jump. Oh, Demo, how you doing?
Sorry, I just wanted to say, unfortunately, I couldn't tell you my story because my mic wasn't working. But I just wanted to say how much I appreciate this community because it's been hard for me to find like people who are serious and who have dreams that they want to achieve, and I appreciate it here because I'm able to meet like so many nice people, helpful people, and I love what you're doing. So thank you very much for what you're doing.
Oh, Demo, that's cool, man. Thank you so much for saying that. Tell us your story now while you're here and your mic's working.
Well, so I've been following you for 2 years actually on TikTok, and I've been learning from you. I tried to make a lot of content on TikTok, Gary Vee and it didn't work, and Gary Vee was always saying, hustle hard, try harder, and it just stopped working for 2 years. So I kind of tried something new this year, fitness and art, which I've been very passionate about. And ever since I did that, it's starting to get a bit better, but obviously I'm still learning about TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram because I don't know how they work that well, and I want to one day be able to monetize something, create a business around fitness and art, but so far I'm still having a hard time growing, so I can't wait for the webinars that you've shared with us to watch them and learn a bit more about TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
Oh, great. Well,
but I'm quite young, to be honest, so I try to grow from TikTok and those other social medias because I don't have a lot of money to spare,
Fair. Yeah. I think sometimes with social media, the thing is, I mean, these webinars will cover it, more detail. But sometimes I think people don't have enough fun with it. You know, it's more pressure than it is fun. Just like have fun with this stuff, right? Just post because it's fun, not post because you're trying to get growth. You know, like when I post stuff, I just post it because it comes to my head and I share it. And I've had posts that have had 3 million views, and I've had posts that have had 100 views. But I just post what I feel like might be useful or I enjoy posting about, you know. But yeah, it's Demo. It's so good to have you here. I'm kind of I'm kind of amazed that you've been connected for 2 years and we finally get to speak. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy. You do great stuff, man. Keep it going. Thank you.
Oh, thanks. Well, are you actually building a business right now? Is that what's the actual business? I don't think I quite caught it.
So right now, you know, I'm kind of lost in a way. So what I'm trying to do is to post, because I tried content and I didn't see much growth ever since I tried fitness content and art content. This year, my friends were like, let's do something together. But like I said, they're not very motivated. So I've been doing most of the things. I've been loving it, and I've been starting to see that people are interacting more with my other content, with my fitness content. A lot of people are asking questions, they're liking it, they're viewing it more. Whereas before, when I did I tried the different toys content, which was a bit of a test for me to try things out. It didn't work. I tried a bit of comedy, didn't really work. However, now I try to do fitness, art, and I have 3 accounts, one for fitness, one for art, and one for just me sharing tips about life, what I know, and adding a bit of comedy to it, just being me in a way. And these have been working, but the patterns are a bit different, you know, so it's kind of complicated. But once I hit a following and I know that like people are liking my content, more and more people are liking my content, and they kind of appreciate it, and I'll notice what questions they're asking, what I can help them with, and maybe then I'll start a business around those questions so that it helps my audience more.
I want to follow you now on TikTok. Am I following you? What's your handle on TikTok?
Do you want me to put it in the Discord?
Yeah, put it in. Introduce yourself so that we all know and we can all click on your links. I'm kind of fascinated to look now.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Well,
I'll do that.
Good to hear from you and good to connect. And AJ, you didn't speak, but do you want to say goodnight or hello, or I don't want to be make sure giving you a platform to say hello at least. You've been here all night.
Yeah, I actually originally came up to speak to help the chap who was talking about effectively, I think it's influencer marketing, as I've done a fair bit of it previously. But
he's still in the audience actually, Mahal. Yeah, he's just come back up.
Yeah, I messaged him privately to kind of lend a hand. So. Oh,
great, mate. Good. Appreciate you, AJ.
Yeah, likewise.
All right. Okay, everybody. I will see you. Well, I'll probably see you definitely the next town hall in 2 weeks. Otherwise, you're welcome to come and listen into the podcast I'm recording in the morning, which I'll probably put live on here. So, otherwise, have a great rest of the week and 2022. Here we are. Let's go. Have fun, everybody. See you later.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Duchess. Yeah, I'm actually okay. Just put an end of recording for the Discord event. See you, everybody.